Hey, how's it going, guys? Jack and Matt here with the Toaster Bros, and today we have yet again another pre-built. This one is $700 from our friends over at VRLA.
We're very excited to check this one out because look at that RGB, and also it comes with a lot of performance under the hood for $700. But before we get into that, we have to give a big thanks to today's sponsor, Lexar.
Whether you're capturing photos, videos, or looking to elevate your PC's performance, find the perfect solution from Lexar's award-winning lineup of memory card readers, DRAM, and solid-state drives.
Stay tuned till later in today's video to learn more about Lexar and some of their PC components that they offer. But how about we go ahead and talk more about this computer and what comes inside.
So before we go over the specs of this PC, we do want to go ahead and point out that although this video is called $700, pre-built VRLA, you do get the same type of performance essentially with the $700 one, but this one does have some add-ons to it, which if you look in the description down below, you can go to buy the PC. You can do things like add RGB fans. You can add certain amounts. You can add regular LED fans, or you can just stick with the stock options. The stock options of this basically just don't have RGB fans, same case and everything. It does not have the RGB RAM. It might only have one 16 gig stick, which we will have verified by the release date of this video. And it'll also come with the 120 gig SSD instead of a 256 gig. So essentially this actual setup here that we have going is about $900, which $200 more for RGB fans, about double the SSD storage, and then the nice looking RGB RAM. For pre-built standards, not bad, but for just personal upgrade standards, I would probably just go with the cheaper option and maybe upgrade stuff like that down the road rather than spending $900 out of the gate on something like this. So with that out of the way, let's go ahead and talk about each individual component. So the specs of this PC, we have the Ryzen 3200G, which is a 4-core processor. We have a 1650 Super from Gigabyte. We have 16 gigs of Viper RGB RAM, which looks really nice in this build. We have an MSI A320M Pro Max motherboard, which is a pretty decent A320. We have an EVGA 500 watt power supply, 120 gig silicon power SSD, which they have nicely on display, 1 terabyte hard drive tucked away in the power supply basement, all inside of the Dark Flash DLM22, loaded with these nice RGB fans, which are basically pretty much everywhere in this build. We've actually filled up every single fan slot, and it came like this, which is pretty awesome. I believe it is like a $30 to $50 extra charge, but hey, I'd pay for this type of RGB any day. And let's not forget, this case has the nice magnetic panels, which makes it to where it is screwless, which is really awesome.
We really like the way they did the cable management in this case. We were actually really impressed when it first showed up. It is super clean. The cables are nice, none of that ketchup and mustard. But we are gonna look on the rear also and just see what the cable management looks like there, because that is also very important. All right, what does it look like? Grand reveal. Okay, I mean, not horrible.
Not bad. So we got everything along this side zip tied, which honestly, this is what I'm most concerned about, is just having, actually, you know what? Okay, I'm not gonna lie, this is pretty decent because they actually zip tied even fan cables. It's something that most companies, pass up doing. And honestly, I know you guys probably see a lot of this. We usually do that too. I mean, there's no reason to bundle everything in the power supply together at the bottom, because if you ever wanna upgrade this system, it is next to impossible if you've bundled everything and shoved it in. So I guess that's pretty much it as far as talking points go. Why don't we go ahead and try it out?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, now that we have this VRLA PC all up and ready to go, let's talk about some benchmarks real quick, shall we? First up, in Call of Duty Warzone, on a mixture of medium-high settings, we got an average of around 70-ish FPS running around the map, being able to, play the game pretty smoothly. The Ryzen 3 3200G and 1650 Super is not a bad combo. I would have loved to seen VRLA manage to squeeze in the Ryzen 3 3100 or 3300X into this build instead of the 3200G, but due to availability and the fact that people on the average market can't even get their hands on it, I totally understand their option to go with a 3200G just due to availability and being able to actually get them for PC builds, but the 3100 would definitely make a big performance boost compared to the CPU. Nonetheless, the performance is actually pretty good. The 4 cores on the 3200G are still pretty powerful, and paired with something like the 1650 Super, it had no problem staying over 60 FPS in a game like Warzone, which is normally pretty demanding. I do believe at the current price point, this PC is awesome for esports titles, and that is what's up next with Rainbow Six Siege on high settings, getting sometimes over 200 plus FPS at 1080p, which is really awesome. I absolutely love the fact that this system came with 16 gigs of RAM, more specifically 2 8 gig sticks. Dual channel is massive for Ryzen and really any gaming PC nowadays, and having 16 gigs of RAM allows you to play more games than, well, only having 8. It's a really good option, especially at this price point. point, and I would definitely recommend, if I were you, opting for the non-RGB model just to save a little bit of money and get closer to that base model price that we talked about at the beginning of the video. Next up, in Fortnite, we had absolutely no problems on pro settings, getting well over 100 plus FPS. This PC is great for esports titles. If you're someone who's trying to get into playing games like Fortnite, Rainbow Six Siege, Valorant, CSGO, anything like that, and you want to play on PC, which is definitely the superior platform, this PC is a really awesome value for that, especially with the base model. I do keep reiterating the fact that the base model is the best value because, in our opinion, the upgrades right now are not really worth it. Paying the extra money for the RGB fans, while be it is something that they mentioned to us is going to change in the future just due to inventory costs, the prices of the RGB fans are a little bit more expensive than normal, but I would still recommend, just in terms of price performance, just opting for the base model. You're still getting a ton of awesome performance. Just sacrificing a little bit on the looks would definitely be worth it in my opinion for a pre-built like this. So overall, I am incredibly impressed with this PC for the money. Of course, you could build your own PC for a lot cheaper, but do keep in mind that these reviews are for people who just don't want to build a PC, and there's most certainly a market for that just based on the people in my comment section who does not want to build a PC. So we love taking a look at these pre-builds to see what they're all about and work with companies that make some pretty awesome value ones. And honestly, I think VRLA is definitely at the top of the mark when it comes to making some awesome value pre-builds, and I highly suggest you consider giving them a look. So now that we've finished benchmarking this PC, how about we go ahead and bring Jackson back in here to wrap this video up real quick. Thanks again to Lexar for sponsoring today's video. Are you looking to elevate your PC's performance with faster speed and more reliability? Then check out the Lexar NM610 M.2 NVMe SSD. This PCIe Gen 3 NVMe SSD is built with the latest 3D NAND flash and offers transfer speeds up to 2100 megabytes per second read and 1600 megabytes per second write. This SSD also comes in 250 gigabyte, 500 gigabyte, and 1 terabyte capacity options. So if you're looking to upgrade your old NVMe drive or increase your storage capacity, be sure to check out the Lexar NM610 NVMe SSD and get the performance and reliability you need.
So of course, with the 3200G and the 1650 Super, this did pretty good in gaming.
Really, you cannot complain about the performance of the thing. The main concern we do have is with the upgraded option. We are reaching out to VRLA to confirm, and there might be like a lower third here or something in the description down below. But on their website, they do have kind of a confusing thing where if you don't opt for the high performance memory, which is more expensive and comes with RGB, you might end up with a single 16 gig stick, which if you know with Ryzen is not good. Going single channel can really hurt the performance in really any system in general. So if they do actually offer non-RGB memory, 2 8 gig sticks, and it's not any more expensive really, then yeah, go with that. Just don't worry about the RGB fans if you don't want to spend a ton of money, and you can still get this thing for $700. And honestly, at that price point, it is more than worth it, and it delivers a lot of value, an upgrade path, and it does look really nice out of the gate. Even without the RGB fans, it would be a really nice looking system.
So on our take of it, because you guys know we are budget computer builders, you know, overall for the price, you're getting a pretty good bang for the buck. Now, of course, it's a pre-built. You're not having to build it yourself, so you gotta think about the time and of course sourcing the parts and everything. And the fact that it comes with a warranty, it comes with Windows 10 installed and ready to go. You have those things going for you, and that's a lot of things that people look for when they're just a little bit afraid or on edge of building their own PC.
And we have checked out a lot of pre-builds here just to see what the market looks like. And if you guys have liked these videos, let us know down below in the comments section. We're probably not going to take on a bunch more of these because we just kind of wanted to see what the market was like, and we've had the opportunity to do so, which has been cool. But we like to see what other people could get if they are afraid to build PCs, because we read your all's comments. There's a lot of people who don't want to build computers or rather have somebody do it for them just for the sake of peace of mind. And these might be some decent options for you. And I think this one right here is a really good one to consider.
So if you haven't already, don't forget to check out our other two YouTube channels and also our twitch.tv/toastybros. If you want to buy this PC, use the link in the description down below. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
And we'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.
Bye.
Night, night.
Night, night.
Let's go to sleep.